Thank you so much for joining us for our dual enrollment and college in the high school application session. I am going to run through an application so that you know everything you'll need to include and what to expect as you do yours. Please feel free to follow along with me if you want. So, once you log into your application account at start.hack.edu, you'll be taken to your application homepage. And under My Account, there'll be a link to create a new application. Go ahead and select that, and then you'll want to select Start a Dual Enrollment Application on the next page. This page is going to ask you when you want to start classes, what campus you plan to attend, and what academic program you'd like to complete. For the purposes of this application, I'm going to say I want to start taking classes in fall 2023, and that I want to attend the Harrisburg campus, although you should pick whatever campus is closest to you. And for academic program, I'm going to select Dual Enrollment High School, and then I'll go ahead and select Submit. This will bring me to the first page of the application, High School Program Information. The first question asks if you are a current or rising high school junior or senior, and you'll want to select yes for that. And then the next question, do you plan to take college credits courses prior to graduation? If you are interested in our dual enrollment or college in the high school programs, you'll also want to select yes for this question. Now, for high school program 1, I intend to take hack credit courses. You can either select only at my high school, only at a hack campus or online, or both at my high school and at a hack campus. And for the purposes of this application, I'll select both at my high school and a hack campus. And then I'll select Save and Continue. Okay, so page 2 of the application is where you're going to put in your name and mailing address and some other contact information. When you created your hack application account, you already gave us some of this information, so the application should pull that in for you. For me, the application has put in my name and mailing address and email, but I'm going to need to enter in my phone number in the primary phone box. Then there's a question at the bottom about if you'd like to receive text notifications about hack important dates and events. And for me, I'm going to select yes, although it's not required that you select yes. And then I'll put my cell phone number in that box and hit Save and Continue again. Page 3 of the application is where you're going to put your parent or guardian's information. Please note that this is optional and is not required to submit your application. However, we do recommend that you complete these sections just so that your parent or guardian can be connected with Hack and our resources. So I'll go ahead and put my parent or guardian's first name as Hemingway and last name Hawk. That's our mascot, Hemingway Hawk. And I'll say that Hemingway does live at my same address, and it's kind of nice because the application will pull my information over. And then I'll put in my guardian's email address, and I will say that Hemingway did not graduate from Hack, but enter whatever information is accurate for you, and then click Save and Continue, which will bring us to the next page of the application, the residency page. So under the first question, school district residency information, you'll want to select your school district from the drop-down menu. If you don't see yours, you can either select other school district in Pennsylvania or out-of-state resident. The next question asks if you have lived in Pennsylvania for a year or more, so go ahead and make your selection there, and then select Save and Continue. Okay, and that will bring us to the personal and citizenship information page. The first question asks what your primary language is, so I'll select English. And the next question asks for your legal gender, so I'll go ahead and make my selection. And then the next question asks for your birth date, which you can use the calendar for. And then go ahead and put in your citizenship status. Now, the last question asks for your social security number, but just so you know, that is not required. You're more than welcome to put that there if you're comfortable, but it's not required to submit your application. So once you've made your selections, go ahead and select Save and Continue, and we will move on to the demographics page. This information is optional, but if you'd like to submit it, go ahead and select your ethnic information from the first drop-down menu. So for me, I am non-Hispanic or Latino, so that's what I'll select. And then, again, this is optional, but you can select your race. So once you've made your selections there, go ahead and click Save and Continue again. And that brings us to our high school information page. So in the text box, you'll want to start searching for your high school. You can type in your high school's name or city, and it will pull up a list of options, and it will automatically populate that field once you select your high school. The next question asks if you're planning to take classes at HAC prior to graduating from high school. And again, if you want to complete our dual enrollment or college and the high school programs, you'll need to select yes there. And then you'll want to put in the month you expect to graduate along with the year. So for me, I'm going to put that I expect to graduate in June in 2024. So I'll make it seem like I am about to be a high school senior. And then you'll select Save and Continue once again, and you'll be brought to the Educational Goals page. This page should have a lot of the information already filled out from your selections on previous questions. Will you attend HAC full-time or part-time? I'm going to select that I'll attend part-time. You can make any changes needed to this page at this time. So for me, I'm actually going to change my mind and say I want to take classes at the Lancaster campus. Although it's worth noting that HAC is one college with 5 campuses, so you are welcome to take classes at any campus as a HAC student. And have you ever previously completed courses at HAC? I will select no, but if you have, just select yes there. Are you interested in pursuing your degree online? I'm going to say yes, but if you're interested in taking in-person courses, you can select no for that question. And finally, do you intend to take at least one online course? I will select yes for that question, but again, select whatever one is accurate for you. And then I'll select Save and Continue. So after that, we are brought to the Release of Information page. Now, this is a really important page that allows us to have consent to share your information with people who you allow us to share it with and your high school. So your high school is automatically going to be here, and test data and academic records are automatically going to be checked so that we can share how you do in our classes with your high school. For release of information end date, we recommend that you put the day you're going to graduate. So for me, I'm going to say I'm going to graduate on June 14th, 2024. The third-party release of information is where you can put anyone else that you want to give us consent to share your information with. So for me, I'm going to say that I want my guardian, Hemingway Hawk, to have access to my test data and personal information. And I'll go ahead and put the same address as I put before. And again, I'll put that I want this to end on June 14th, 2024. And I'll say Hemingway is my guardian. And then I'll select Save and Continue. The next page, Additional Admissions Requirements, explains everything else that you will need to submit in order for your application to be complete. There are 3 things that we need from you. The first is this online application that we're doing together that you're going to submit in just a minute. The second is an online signature page. This can be accessed in the Supplemental Items and Documents tab, and it can also be accessed after you submit your application. This signature page needs to be signed by you, a parent or guardian if you're under the age of 18, and a high school counselor, principal, or homeschool evaluator. you will put those people's information into the form, their email addresses and phone numbers, and the form will be sent to them automatically for them to sign digitally. The third thing we need from you is a copy of your high school transcript. This can either be uploaded directly into the Supplemental Items tab. It can also be uploaded and attached to the signature page by your high school counselor. And finally, it can be emailed directly to admissionsrecords@hack.edu. And at the bottom of this page, there's some directions on how to submit these items after you submit, if that's helpful. We have made it to the final page of the application, the certification page. This page asks you to agree to a few statements. The first is the Student Memorandum of Understanding, which is where you agree to abide by the policies and regulations of HACC. The second question is the Authorized Release of Information question, and this just asks you to reaffirm that you allow us to release your information to your high school and anyone that you may have put into the third-party release section. The next question asks you to acknowledge the admissions requirements to HACC as a dual enrollment high school student. And finally, you need to agree to the student conduct policy. If you agree to all of these statements, select yes for all of them, scroll down, and type your signature into the signature box. The date that you're submitting your application will automatically show up in the grayed out box, and you'll hit Submit Application. Success! My application has been submitted. As you can see, the status says Action Required, and this is because supplemental items are required to complete my application. Under the Action tab, there's a button to view, and this will allow me to see what else I need to do to submit my application. For me, I'll need to upload or submit a copy of my high school transcript, and again, you can upload that directly to your application, or your high school counselor can upload and attach it directly to your signature page. Or finally, your high school transcript can be emailed directly to admissionsrecords@hack.edu. I also need to complete my signature page. There is a link to the signature page right here, so I can select that and fill out the contact information for my parent or guardian and my high school counselor, principal, or homeschool evaluator. And then lastly, there is an option to upload SAT or ACT scores. This is not required, but you are more than welcome to upload them here as well. So that concludes our dual enrollment and college in the high school application session. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or need any assistance, please feel free to email us at start@hack.edu. That's START@hack.edu. You can also call us at 1-800-ABC-HACK. We look forward to assisting you, and thank you for watching.